For this tutorial, you will need your selected yarn and a crochet hook. I've chosen to use Caron Simply Soft in the colour Victorian Rose, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. You will also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle for sewing in your ends. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to begin by creating a slip knot, and you can do this in whichever method you prefer. Go ahead and insert your crochet hook, and our foundation chain is going to be in a multiple of 4. So we're going to yarn over, pull through, that's 1, yarn over, pull through, that's 2, 3 and 4. And you will continue by doing this multiple of 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 until you get to your desired width. So go ahead, pause the video and then meet me back once you're ready. You should now have your foundation chain. I'm doing a sample piece, so this is 24 chains, and we're going to go ahead and start working into the 3rd chain from the hook. So that's not the one that's on the hook. We have 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to work a treble crochet into this stitch. So remember, I'm working in UK terms. In the US this is known as a double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go into that 3rd chain from the hook, yarn over, pull through, you'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, you'll have 2 loops on your hook, and yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops on your hook. So we have 1 treble crochet. These chains that we've skipped here, they do not count as a stitch. So we're now going to go ahead and work 1 treble crochet into each chain all the way across. So go ahead, pause the video, work your treble crochets across your chain, and then meet me back once you're ready. So here we are at the end of row 1, and what you should find is that you have 2 less stitches than your foundation chain. So I did 24 chains and I have 22 stitches. So let's go ahead and move on to row 2. We're going to turn our work, and then this is the right side facing us now. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin by chaining 2, 1 and 2, and this does not count as a stitch. We're going to treble crochet into this 1st stitch. So go ahead and work that treble. And then we're going to start a pattern repeat. So the pattern repeat starts from here. We're going to skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and then we're going to work into this next stitch. And we're going to do a front post double treble. So first of all, when you work around a post, instead of going into the stitch here, we're going to go from front to back, back to front, and then bring that post forward. So this is a front post double treble. So a double treble is a treble in the US. What we're going to do is we're going to yarn over the hook twice, find that stitch, so skipping the 2 stitches and around the post of that next stitch, front to back, back to front, popping that stitch forwards, yarn over, pull through, you'll have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, you'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, you'll have 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops. We're going to do the same thing around the next treble crochet. So yarn over the hook twice, find that next stitch, pop it forwards, yarn over, pull through, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So we now have those 2 stitches, and now what we're going to do is work around the front posts of the missed stitches. So we'll start with this first missed stitch here, which is just there, and we're going to yarn over twice and then come backwards to that missed stitch, and then go from front to back, back to front around that post, yarn over, pull through, and complete your double treble. And then again, we're going to find that next stitch across, which might be slightly hidden. Yarn over the hook twice, go around that stitch, yarn over, pull through, and complete your double treble. And then when you bring your hook across, you can find that we've made that stitch, that X stitch here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to repeat that pattern repeat. So it starts off by missing 2 stitches. So just be mindful, we've just worked around this stitch. We'll miss 2 stitches, and then around this next stitch we'll do a double treble. And then around the next stitch, a double treble. And then we're going to work into those 2 missed stitches. So the first one first, yarn over the hook twice, around that stitch, and complete your double treble. Find the next stitch, yarn over the hook twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Then we have our second cross. You're going to repeat that pattern repeat all the way across, so skipping the 2 stitches and then working your 2 front post double trebles and then working backwards on into those missed stitches with your double trebles. You'll work that across until you have 1 stitch remaining. So remember, this is that treble crochet just here and not the skipped chains. So go ahead, pause the video, work your way to the end of your row, and then meet me back once you're ready. Okay, so now you're at the end of your row. We're going to go ahead and work a treble crochet into that final stitch that's remaining. So right into the top of that stitch. And that is the end of row 2. So for row 3, we're going to turn our work, and then we have the wrong side facing us now, and that's important for us to remember. We are going to go ahead and chain 2 and treble into that first stitch. So that chain 2 does not count as a stitch, so we treble crochet into that first stitch. And then we're going to do a back post treble around the next 2 stitches. So a front post treble, as we've worked before, was front to back, back to front. Well, this time a back post treble is back to front to back, like so. So we'll do a treble crochet, we'll yarn over, go from the back to the front, front to the back around that next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2. So that's our first of our 2. We then want to find that next stitch. Now it might be easy to think that it's this stitch, but in actual fact, if we pull apart our stitches, we see this one here. So it's the next one in line as we're looking from the front. So we want to yarn over, find that stitch, go from front to back to front, and work our treble crochet. And then we're going to skip 2 stitches. So we have a stitch here and a stitch here. We're then going to do our pattern repeat. So we're going to do 2 back post double trebles. So we're going to be working around these 2 stitches here, which is the front or the most forward of the 2 stitches from the front. So yarn over the hook twice, go from back to front to back, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Remember, we want the next stitch, so looking on the right side, we have this next stitch over. Pull it out the way if you need to. You want to yarn over the hook twice, go from back to front to back, and then pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So if I just turn this round, you can see that that just elongates this stitch here. Now what we want to do is we want to do back post double treble around the first of the missed stitch. So these are the missed stitches here, and this is where you have to be mindful of what is your right side and your wrong side. Because we don't want to do a double treble and come this way, we actually want to do it and do the back post double treble. So you're going to need to bring your hook round towards the right side of the work, find that stitch and go from back to front to back, and then complete your double treble. So pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then we're going to go around the back post of this next stitch. So yarn over the hook twice, find that next stitch, and then work your double treble like so. So if I just turn this round so that you can see the right side of the work, we've continued these front stitches along here, and those stitches towards the back are elongated here. And that's going to be important for when we build our work. So now we're going to miss these 2 stitches here because we're going to start the pattern repeat again, and then find those next 2 stitches which are just here. And then we're going to do our double treble around the back post of that stitch, double treble around the back post of the next stitch, and then we're going to work into the 2 missed stitches. So double yarn over twice, go round the back of the work as it's facing you, and complete your double treble. And then find that next stitch and repeat the same thing. So you're going to work that all the way across until you have your last 3 stitches remaining. So remember that this chain 2 was not a stitch, we have 1, and then you will have these last 2 stitches here, the ones closest to you remaining. So pause the video, work your way across, and then meet me back once you're ready. So here we are at the end of row 3, and in these next 2 stitches we're going to do a back post treble crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go from back to front to back, and work our treble crochet, which is a US double crochet, and then again around the next stitch, and then the final stitch is going to have a treble crochet in there. So that is the end of row 3. Go ahead and turn the work. You can start to see the pattern emerge a little bit here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to row 4, but from now on it's just a pattern repeat of row 3 and 4. So I'm just going to demonstrate to get you started, but you can rewind the video to row 2 to get the full details. So we'll chain 2, That does not count as a stitch. We'll treble crochet into that first stitch, and then we'll start off with the skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and then front post double treble around the next stitch. So yarn over twice into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Yarn over the hook twice around the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through 2, and then we'll work back on ourselves. So yarn over the hook twice, the first of those 2 missed stitches, work our double treble, then yarn over the hook twice into that next stitch, double treble, and then you would continue. So I'm going to go ahead and build a few more rows so that you can start to see a bit more of this pattern. Okay, so I've now done a few pattern repeats and it's looking really lovely. So once you get to the height of your project, you're going to want to finish off the same as here, because this end here can look a little bit odd. It's obviously not straight. So for your last round of this stitch, you can go ahead and chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and then we're going to do some half trebles. So this is half double in the UK. Yarn over, go into that first stitch, yarn over, pull through, you'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on the hook, and then half treble all the way across until you get to the end. Now, the reason why we do half trebles, or I like to do half trebles for the final row, is because even though we did trebles for the first row, for row 1, we actually worked into or around the posts of those stitches. So as you look at them, they look slightly shorter than what you would do if you had a normal treble, for example. So if I just lay the work down here, you can see that this is the treble row, and doing a half treble up here, it actually looks the same, whereas if we did a treble, it would look too long and wouldn't quite match up. So go ahead, pause the video and work your way to the end. Okay, so once you're at the end, you want to go ahead and yarn over and pull through, and you can fasten off your yarn. And then we have the Celtic Weave, which is absolutely beautiful. Now I would probably say you're going to want to block this, this stitch, so that you can really get the true beauty of the pattern itself, and then you can, you know, really play around with the placement of where your stitches are, so that you really get that nice weave going through. So here is the front of the work, and then this is what the back of the work looks like. So it is quite a dense stitch, but it is absolutely beautiful. So if you like this stitch, then also check out this video, because I think you'll probably like this one too.